Hello, everyone, and welcome to my podcast. The law of cause and effect, the sixth Hermetic principle, is exactly the same as the law of karma in the East. And this law of cause and effect means that anything that happens has an equal and opposite reaction. And this law of karma, of cause and effect, goes through all things on all planes of reality, not just the material world, but what would be considered the heavens, the hells, the worlds of fairies, of gods, of demigods, all the levels of reality. Some people call the seven levels or the physical, astral, and causal. However, you want to divide this, all of it falls within the law of karma. The Buddha says beings are heirs of their karma. They are inheritors of their karma. So first, what is this karma? Karma means action. So what it means is the law that is built into this universe requires that anything done with intent creates seeds or fruit or psychic DNA that will one day manifest, because everything has to equal out and neutralize itself, which in one way is very comforting and funny, because in truth it means that in the end nothing has ever happened, ever or ever will, because it all neutralizes itself in the end, which is actually hilarious and should take a lot of pressure off of us. But relatively speaking, we have to suffer the good and bad fruits of our karma, and we cannot escape the law of karma until one is completely enlightened, until one is a Jesus Christ or a Ramana Maharshi or a Neem Karoli Baba, one that is completely free from any touch of new karma being created, one like the Buddha. And the Buddha obtained that in his life, Siddhartha Gautama, 2,500 years ago. And he speaks of the thousands, hundreds of thousands, and millions of lifetimes and beyond that he practiced and grew in spirit in order to get to that complete cessation of craving, of desire, that complete freedom and obliteration of karma, to where he knew for certain he was liberated from the round of birth and death, that he was free and no new karma would be created. So, on the level of relativity, on the level of duality, karma is extremely important to understand, because it's determining your life right now and your lives to come and your lives past. And so everything you have in your life right now, from your thoughts to the outer circumstances to the people, is all a direct manifestation of your karma, for better or for worse. And you can't change the past, but what you can do is be as conscious as you can in this present moment. And the more love you share, the more you feed people through service, through actual food, through listening, through lending a helping hand. Any way you can be of benefit in the world, financially, anything, creates this good karma for you. And the best karma is to share the Dharma, to share the truth, to share the spiritual path, because nourishing the soul is even more important than nourishing the body. But nourishing the body and feeding the poor and helping those who struggle and donating are all very important as well. And then we also have to remember the flip side of this, which would be bad karma, which would be negative karma. And this is created in a million ways, from lust to greed to anger. And no matter what outward act we do, it all stems from within. So you can be filled with anger and never attack somebody and never kill somebody and can still drive yourself to a hellish existence, because the intent and what you hold on to in your mind creates the karma. So how does this help us to understand? 3 ways. 1, it helps you to be more conscious of your intentions, thoughts, and actions. 2, it breaks the sense of control, the sense of doership, the sense of holding the weight of the world on your shoulders, because you see that the process is a karmic unfolding. And even though ultimately there is no you, there's no one there to even create karma, you presently think yourself to be the doer and the actor. So you are creating karma right now. But we'll get back to this in just a second. 3, you lose blame for everyone else in your life, for all the circumstances, for anything everyone's done to you leading up to this point, because it was all your karma. It's all your simulation. It's all your universe. Anything that has come to you is an exact result of your vibration, of your seeds. And karma doesn't always come forth and bear fruit in a certain lifetime. There may be karma you have to be a celebrity, or to die of a terrible illness, or anything in between, that the circumstances are not right for it to bear fruit in this lifetime. There may be karma for you to be a yogi that lives in a cave, and that karma might come forth in another lifetime if those seeds are still there. So how do we escape this karma, this wheel of causation? Going back to what I just said, we must no longer think of ourselves as the doer, as the actor, as even a separate entity, because karma is all in time. Cause and effect is in time. So the great saints like Ramana Maharshi say, if you can become completely present, completely one-pointed, and in the eternal present moment, then there is no karma. Because karma is only part of your storyline of past and future. It's relatively real. But absolutely, there is nothing outside of this breath, this moment, and this awareness. And when we can act free of attachment, and when we don't think we're the one running around, I'm Alex running around making choices, deciding to do this podcast, deciding what I'm going to do later. When I think that, I'm caught in the karmic cycle. But there's another way you can be, which is effortless awareness, which is awareness without thought and intent. And the body still goes on and does what it does, and the mind does what it does, but there's no attachment there. Almost like the eternal witness. But to get to such a place takes great self-inquiry, takes great spiritual practice, takes great awareness. Whether through bhakti, through devotion to Christ, to Krishna, to Guru, through yogic practices, meditation, pranayama, asana, through karma yoga, the yoga of service, the yoga of action, through being of service in the world, or through jnana yoga, the yoga of wisdom, which I'm talking about here, where you ask yourself, who am I actually? Without my name, without my thoughts, without looking at my face in the mirror, what is here in this present moment? And then you can go beyond past and future, and you can even go beyond now. As it's said in the third Chinese patriarch of Zen, words, words, the way is beyond language, for in it there is no yesterday, no tomorrow, know today. Nikki Walton on her podcast, Good Mornings with Curly Nikki, has an episode called Beyond Hair Now. Rather than Ram Dass is saying, be hair now, we can even go beyond hair now and realize there is no hair and there is no now. And if we can contemplate this and let this seep into our awareness, we can ultimately find freedom from suffering and enter into eternal life. Namaste, meaning my soul honors your soul. I honor the place in you where we are one, where the whole universe resides.